Tesla, 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 guys. Look at this. It's currently about 2:45 p.m. on the East Coast, and we have Tesla stock down well over 3% as the overall markets, you guys probably saw, are getting destroyed right now. We have the Russell down 1.3%, same with the S&P, as the Dow is down 1.2%, and we have the NASDAQ down over 2% as the VIX is up 4% so far on the day. So let's just dive into it. We're going to break down Tesla stock in this video. We're going to talk about the markets, and we're going to go over some other stocks that I'm looking at. So hit the like button, feel free to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 17 stocks. New promo now for Moomoo, guys. Each up to $2,000. Use that link in my bio. Check out all the details. And with that being said, let's dive into it. So what did we call out a couple days ago, guys? What did we call out? We called out the head and shoulders on Tesla, and look at that. It's starting to play out. We have the left shoulder. That's pretty much right there. Actually, I butchered that. Let me redraw that. We have the left shoulder right here. You guys see that, followed by the head right here, and then we have the right shoulder right here. You guys see that, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and now we're starting to dump. Again, today it's down over 3% on the day, and you can see if I zoom in a little bit, we are officially making lower highs. If we pull up this 10-day chart, you're going to see it. Lower high right here at 217, lower high right here at about 209, lower high right here at 205, lower high right here at about 197, right? You guys see these lower highs being made, and the fact that we failed at the 180 SMA here on this 10-day, 30-minute chart at about 205, that was yesterday, right? Yeah, we failed at 205, and then we actually had a V-shaped recovery yesterday, and then we failed at the previous high from yesterday in the morning, which was 205. So the fact that we're making these lower highs, we're failing to break these moving averages here, that leads me to believe that we're, well on our way to making that right shoulder, to completing that right shoulder. Now, there's one big support coming up, one last straw here for the bulls, guys, which is right around 188. You guys can see my alert is at 188 right now, which that was support back in the beginning of February, pretty much all of February. You can see we held that beginning of February, middle of February, and now the past couple of days, we've been holding that. So if Tesla falls through 190 and especially 188, that's where the right shoulder is really going to gear up and gain momentum and probably complete. If we pull up the 4-hour chart, guys, there's a lot more downside, in my opinion. If we break 188 on Tesla, we could probably be going down to the 160s on this thing, maybe 170, right by the 180 SMA. And that is where, in my opinion, we could get another potential rally on the stock, if it were to get pretty oversold, which it would be very oversold, honestly. If it were to get down to 170 again, that is where we could get a potential spike. But right now, call me crazy, but in my opinion, I think it's too early to be calling for a rally on Tesla. And quite frankly, the chart looks like the bears are gaining an edge, especially if we fall under that $188 level. So Tesla's not looking too great here, guys, as the overall markets, nothing's really looking great right now other than SQQQ, which is the NASDAQ 100 Bear 3X leveraged ETF. You guys probably know that. That is up almost 6% on the day. Square is up 4%, so Square's doing well. Best Buy, Mercado Libre, a couple of these reported earnings yesterday, so they're running up on earnings. Same with Beyond Meat, but other than that, we are getting slaughtered across the board here. We have, SPY breaking key levels of support like we covered in my last video. And if you're watching this on TikTok, guys, make sure to go subscribe on YouTube at Stas Talk Stocks. And by the way, I started uploading these under 10-minute videos on TikTok because you can actually make under 10-minute videos on TikTok now. So I figured, why not upload it there as well? So if you guys want to follow me on TikTok, watch other short-form content on TikTok as well, go do that at Stas Talk Stocks if you're watching this on YouTube, which most of you guys are watching this on YouTube. But either way, SPY broke some key levels, under 400, 398. Triple Q broke under, let's see here. We broke under 298, 300. That was a big support. Head and Shoulders is playing out on Triple Q, which, mind you, not to toot my own horn, I call that out on the channel many, many times, right? And if Triple Q falls under 290, we have a wide open gap 283, followed by 275, like we've been talking about here on the channel. So I'm going to set my alert at 290, mark is at or below on triple Q, and we'll see where it goes from that point. And SPY, let me actually set my alert on SPY as well. Where should I put this thing at? It looks like it's holding 395-ish right now. That was the low from the end of January. That's where that's where I'll set my alert, guys. We're not editing this video. No editing, guys. No editing today. We're going to do that. 395, mark is at or below. Create. There we go. And yeah, that's a little rundown on some key levels on the overall, indexes here, SPY, triple Q, and a little breakdown on Tesla. Now let's take a look at these big tech names, which you might be surprised, maybe not. A lot of these are getting near their lows. Google's one of them. Alphabet, you guys know this is my biggest individual stock holding. This thing has been getting clobbered. Look at this. It's at 89 bucks a share right now, and the low from a couple months ago was 83. We're right at the lows pretty much, about $6 away, which really is nothing crazy, nothing much. I mean, if this thing falls another 5%, just like that, it's going to be at the lows, 5-6%. So this is not looking good. We have a death cross. We have a clear head and shoulders that pretty much played out. And in my opinion, I know this might sound crazy, but I think there could be a little rally. I mean, I don't know if it sounds crazy or not. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. But I think there could be a short-term rally coming here in the mid-high 80s before we get more downside. I just think this thing is way too beaten down in such a short amount of time. I mean, just about 2 weeks ago, the stock was well over $100 after they reported earnings, which the earnings were pretty decent. It was at $113, guys. Now it's at $89. It's in a bear market in the past 2 weeks. That doesn't make sense to me. So I'm not saying it's going to go all the way back up to all-time highs. All I'm saying is in the short term, maybe a little short-term rally up to the low mid-90s. That could be in the cards. So what I'm trying to say is don't get too excited if you're on the short side of this trade, and you think it's going to keep going down, down, and down. I think a little rally's, on the way. Last time we got hit very aggressively. Look at these last two times. Back in October, this thing went from 105 to 83, saw a nice relief rally back to 100. Back in November into December, it went from 103 down to 85. Then it saw that big run to 110. So I feel like something similar could be in the cards here for Google. Amazon as well. Amazon's pretty beaten down. You can make the argument with a lot of these big tech names. Maybe not Apple. Apple's also oversold. But I think Google and Amazon are way oversold. And I've actually been buying those stocks in the Patreon portfolio. I'm not sure if you guys are part of that. Part of the Patreon. If you're not, check it out. Go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. I'm building out a portfolio there. I post charts throughout the day. Discord access is what you also get. Check that out in the description box, in the bio, or again, go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. Meta's one that's not really that beaten down. Sure, it's still pretty oversold, but the trend is clearly still in the bulls' favor, right? As long as we hold above 170, which as of now we are, bulls are going to be in charge. Honestly, even if it breaks 170, goes down to 155, 160, bulls are still going to be in charge. So Meta's looking interesting here in between 155, 170. I'm going to be watching it very, very closely. And let's see what else do we have. What other big tech names? I'm forgetting one. I always forget about Microsoft. That's right. Microsoft is also by a big support right now, right around 248, 250. That could be a spot where we get a short-term bounce. And now that I'm looking at all these big tech names, their charts, guys, which I actually haven't done in a couple days for a lot of these, Google's by far the worst looking chart. It's crazy. It's by far the worst looking chart. And, we'll see what happens here in the low mid, just the mid 80s in general. That's going to be a big spot for the bulls moving forward. So I'm going to end off the video here, guys. We're going to make another one later on today. So make sure you guys subscribe, follow along. If you're on TikTok, hit that like button. And if you want up to 17 stocks, each up to $2,000 from Moomoo, it is just a no-brainer. If you guys haven't done that yet, use that link down below or go to StockSurfest.com/Moomoo or go to the link in my bio. Deposit any amount of money and you can get some free stocks. All the details are there. You can get also up to 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. And don't forget to check out the Patreon. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.